everybody. Will Davis with the Monroe County Reporter. Thanks for tuning in, and these are some of the headlines you'll find in this week's Monroe County Reporter. A fast-thinking Monroe County deputy helped arrest a suspect wanted for a grab-and-go at the Macon Walmart on Harrison Road on Saturday night. A BOLO was put out by the Bibb County Sheriff's Office for 3 suspects who fled the Walmart in a Saturn vehicle after one of the suspects in the Walmart pretended that he needed change, wanted a $100 bill in exchange for some 20s and 10s and 1s. As the clerk took out the different denominations, he stole all the money and ran out. Fortunately, as the suspects barreled into Monroe County up I-75, Deputy Basilius noticed them and pulled them over. Deputies held them at gunpoint and made the arrest. No weapons were found, even though the suspects had been described as armed and dangerous. See details in this week's report. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp brought his re-election campaign to Forsyth last Friday, campaigning at the home of Jim and Galen Cole here on Johnston Street in Forsyth. Kemp is under pressure from both sides of the political aisle. He faces the Republican primary challenge from former Senator David Perdue. He also faces, of course, the long-awaited rematch with Democrat Stacey Abrams next November. But Kemp said he's well-positioned for the race. He said that Georgia's economy is rock solid, 18 straight months of better unemployment numbers every month. And in fact, Georgia right now has the lowest people on unemployment in 20 years. Kemp raised $40,000 at the Forsyth fundraiser. Find out what else he said about his re-election campaign and see On the Porch this week for my own thoughts about the state's political races in 2021. So you have a mortgage and you think that your mortgage company has paid your property taxes, which are due on Monday, to the Monroe County Tax Commissioner? Well, you might be wrong. Tax Commissioner Lori Andrews telling the reporter that less than half of the Monroe County property owners who have a mortgage have paid their property taxes. She said usually she receives about 5,000 checks in one big box. This year, she only got 2,200. She expects another shipment, and she expects it'll come on the day of the deadline, December 20th, which is Monday. Find out more details in this week's Reporter.
Hey, Monroe County, if you're planning a wedding, a big event, a corporate Christmas party, we have the place for you. Our friends at Macon Tent Rentals, Jeff Holloway and his team are Monroe County residents, and they are the best. They are the top of the pack when it comes to tent rentals and preparing for the equipment for a big party. Tents, tables, chairs, lighting, dance floors, staging, pipe, drapes, cooling units, linen, cafe lights, just to name a few. You can even pick up items for rent at their location. Call now for a free quote, 478-746-8269.
I'm Donna Wilson with this week's Monroe County Reporter Incident of the Week. A Pecan Circle man was upset because he had to go to work around 4:45 a.m. on December 6th and started an argument with a woman who told Officer Dexter McCoon that during the fight she went upstairs and locked herself in a bedroom and he damaged the door frame when he tried to break in. She told him she was calling the police, so he left. She said she didn't want him to go to jail, but she wanted him evicted. McCoon explained the eviction process to her, and she filed a report. Hi, I'm Donna Wilson, filling in for Tammy Rapper-Zeter in this week's Monroe County Reporter Business Spotlight. One of Monroe County's top roofing companies has a new headquarters in downtown Forsyth. Charlie Cannon, owner of Cannon Roofing, has purchased a 6,000 square foot warehouse at the end of North Jackson Street, next to the railroad tracks, just down from Lee's Haircutting. Cannon said he's begun big improvements to the empty warehouse, including building offices at the front of the warehouse while leaving room for storage in the back. He said he also is clearing brush off the property to clean it up and improve Forsyth's downtown district. Cannon had rented a small Main Street office from Forsyth's Mike Dodd until he found the Jackson Street property for sale. Local real estate agent Carrie Swearingen said Dodd already has several potential tenants wanting to rent Cannon's former office.
Yes, that's right. Fake news has entered the lexicon in American culture, and for good reason. There's a lot of fake news. You won't find any fake news in the print edition of the Reporter. We try to get it right anyway. But in this video broadcast, every week, just to keep it fun, you'll find a fake news story. It's your job to figure out which it is. We'll find out how well you detect truth and lies. So post it on the comments below. What is the fake news story? Tell us below.
Hello, I'm Terry Johnson. I write Monroe Outdoors for the Reporter. In this week's column, I'm going to be talking about pineapple sage. It's one of the 300 and some different types of salvias that we find in gardens throughout the world. This salvia, however, is special in that it is one that actually blooms from summer into fall, as opposed to most salvias that bloom from spring into summer. And that's important because it provides an abundance of food for hummingbirds and for butterflies when it's often very scarce. In addition, it's beautiful to look at. It can provide an accent to drinks and things of that nature. It can also be used to season our food. All of this and more I'll talk about in this week's Reporter.
Monroe County loves its firearms, and there's no better place to get your firearms and ammunition needs than Red Root Defense, a small family-owned business right here in the heart of Georgia near the Jones-Monroe County line. Check them out for a full selection of firearms, ammunition, and accessories. Well, Christmas is coming up quickly, and the North Pole has put out a bulletin that there are some special COVID rules to know about before Santa makes his trip around the globe on Christmas Eve, December 24th. And among those policies that parents need to know, due to COVID, Santa will not actually be coming into your homes this year. He will now be leaving presents on the rooftop so that you can, there will be no chance of infection from or to Santa Claus and his elves. So that's important to know. Also, the North Pole is asking parents not to leave homemade goodies as you usually might, whether it's a piece of cake or cookies, due to the COVID virus and all the viruses that can be spread through food. Instead, he's asking if you could please leave pre-packaged food and any Cheetos, Doritos, or some of Santa's favorites, and also beer. If you have any beer, Santa would love a beer, but please no poured eggnog that's already out of the container, because that can be a germy place to be. So see more details in the Reporter. In sports, in this week's Reporter, the Mary Persons Bulldogs basketball team gets a big win over undefeated Tatnall on Friday night. Also see our full preview of the boys and girls basketball teams at Mary Persons, including the top players and an interview with Coach Greg Nix. Also, the Matt Dogs improved to 10-5 with wins at the Jasper County tournament last weekend. Find out more details in the Reporter Sports. Well, the 2022 governor's race in Georgia heating up. A lot of new candidates have announced. David Perdue going to challenge Governor Brian Kemp, and also Stacey Abrams jumping into the race from the Democratic side. Yeah, she was in Forsyth in Monroe County for a rally recently. We have coverage right here at the Reporter.
I'm so happy to be here in Forsyth, Alabama tonight. Georgia.
Stacey Abrams rally with all of her Monroe County supporters. See details in this week's Reporter.